In this video, we'll go over what steps you need to take to get ready to do your tax filing.
The first thing you want to do is to make sure you're on the most current version. So if you go to Help and About, if you're not on version 12, release 2026.1 build 2, you can just go to our website at promas.com and download the most current version. To get started, you go up to Mailings and down to Tax Reporting. As soon as you log in to tax reporting, it's going to pop up with tax reporting figures are unchanged from the last time they were loaded or edited. This either means you loaded them last year and just click OK to that. If you get a message that says returns found with errors or outdated amounts, this means that you compiled the 1099s prior to the end of the year. You can check if that's the case by clicking on a line item, and at the bottom you see compiled before the end of the year. Or you can go to limit 2 and click on outdated amounts. Each one of these is going to be compiled before the end of the year. To clear up both of those messages, you just go back up to reload returns and then click on start over. Once you click yes to proceed, you won't have any outdated line items. On the preview 1099 screen, you have the tax year defaulting to the previous year. If the settings are incorrect, then you can click on settings and you can make any changes. Keep in mind that the minimums are set per the tax code. So if you make any changes here, say you change vendors to 200. If you decide you want to go back to the default values, just click on default values. It'll make any changes, then click on save. There are 5 reporting groups to choose from. You can do all taxpayers, vendors only, owners only, tenants only, or owners and tenants. You can also use the buttons for all returns, vendors only, or owners and tenants. Displaying returns allows you to do reported returns, printed returns, or unreported returns. The Limit To field allows you no filter, below reporting limit, any with a reporting error, marked do not print, marked override, or marked skipped. If you find you have any errors on the line items, you can click on that line item with the error and you can just edit the 1099 screen. Editing the 1099, you would click on override 1099 information and you would take out whatever is causing the truncated taxpayer address. And keep in mind, the most common reason for a taxpayer address truncated with Promas is that it allows more space for the address than the 1099 does. Line item 2 and line item 3 of the owner's profile are combined onto one line item for the 1099. If the number of characters exceeds 40, which is the IRS limit, it is marked as an error. So you can come in here and you can change it just on the 1099, unskip error, and save. If you decide you want to change it on the owner's profile, you can also do that from here by clicking on Edit Taxpayer and making the change on the owner's profile. Other buttons up at the top are Print None. In doing that, it'll mark the box next to Do Not Print. Print All will take the X out of that box. Skip All will mark the skip on all of the 1099s. Skip None will take the X out of the box. You can order 1099 forms, will take you directly to the Promise Forms website. This would allow you to go in to order your tax forms, envelopes, as well as your checks. You can go in and print your tax forms. You can print 1099 copies, 1096 copies, print substitute 1099s. Keep in mind you have to have authorization from your recipients to email a copy of the substitute 1099s to them. This will give you the ability to fix any errors in time to do the 1099s at proper times. You also have the button to order 1099 forms, which again will take you directly to the Promise Forms division. Then you have the Generate Tax Files. This allows you to go in and generate a TIN matching file, which will match the recipient with the social security number or tax ID number that you have of record. And the IRS will then go in and verify it and send you an email if they're all matching. You will also go here to generate the tax reporting file that you will then send up to the IRS file. The next section is on who and what gets reported. You have your vendors, your owners, and your tenants, and they're all candidates when determining taxpayers as long as there is a taxpayer ID and the box Send 1099 is marked in their profile. Profile status does not affect reportability. A profile can be inactive and it will still be a candidate for reporting. And now, with your vendor amounts, they're going to be printed on a 1099 NEC form, and the amounts are determined on payments made throughout the year. If a payment was made to a one-time payee, Promise will not include that on the 1099. But you can adjust vendor payments by going to AP, adjust vendor payments with either an increase or a decrease. On your owner 1099s, they're going to get a 1099 miscellaneous form, and this is determined on the transactions for the year, limited to codes set up as taxable income. To review codes set up as taxable income, run the chart of accounts, and that report is located under Reports, Miscellaneous Reports, then Chart of Accounts. Typically, only rent and late fees are taxable income, which you can review with your local tax authority if you're unsure. Tenant 1099s will be printed on a 1099 interest form, and amounts are determined by the net of all released security deposit interest for the year. Now, your filing deadlines for 2024. For your vendors, the recipient is due January 31st, and for your owners and tenants, it is also January 31st. When it's due to the IRS, either electronic or by mail, for your vendors, it's also due on January 31st. For your owners and tenants, if you're mailing out copies, it's March 1st. If you're filing electronically, it's March 31st. Keep in mind that if you're filing 10 or more 1099s, it's required that you do it electronically.
It is recommended that you do a test print on at least 6 forms. That way, when you go to print the first page and verify it prints correctly, when it pulls through again for the second page, you want to also verify that that page prints correctly as well.
And the first thing you would do is go on and skip all, and then unskip the ones that you want to print. Once you have just those unskipped, then you can come up and click on Print Tax Forms. Click on Print your 1099 copies. Once you click OK, you are accepting the terms. This brings up the Ready to Print 1099s. It's going to verify the 1099 that you're doing, and you can do all of them at one time. It'll start with the owners, then you'll do it again for your vendors and again for your tenants. Remember, for the mailouts to your recipients, you want to X the box for copy B. This will only print the last 4 digits of the Social Security. Verify the printer that you're printing to, and then you can adjust the printing up or down depending if it's needed. If you need to move it up, you would put a -10 to bring it up, or 10 to bring it down. You can start off with the shortest amount necessary. The number 50 will do half an inch. The number 25 will do a quarter of an inch. So you just need to determine how much you need to do.
This completes our video on preparing your 1099s. The next video is on filing your 1099s. If you have any questions, give our support staff a call at 1-800-397-1499.